Street Fighter 6 has surprised everybody by dropping an official gameplay trailer for Mai, revealing that the character is going to be releasing on February 5th. But I really want to get a good look at this trailer and analyze a bit on Mai and her gameplay and why there's so much excitement going into the month of February for Mai. So we're going to be watching the whole trailer, giving our thoughts on some interesting spots afterwards, and checking out a Steam post that lists even more details on the character. So without further ado, guys, enjoy this, and want more videos like this, please be sure to like button and consider subscribing. And without further ado, we'll start getting into this. Let's go. All right, guys, we're back. I'm actually really excited to see how this character plays and how they integrate her into Street Fighter. I like her costume too. I already seen pictures of it, but I do like it. I like it a lot. She's a bad character, bro. Yeah. Now the craziest thing to me is the round start DI there. I don't think anyone's doing that. I think that move that she just did is similar to Terry's. That taunt. I'm messing with Mai though. Why she seem so fast? Wow, so she has an air grab? That looked like a DP. I messed with the super. Yo, this is kind of sick. I messed with this level 2. I messed with this level 2. I messed with the level 2. I like the level 1, honestly. I can't lie. I need to know the story or history on this character, bro. Yo, the fan hit. What the freak? It looked like that fan hit like 4 different times, bro. Bro, did she do some Naruto junk? Bro, she did some Naruto junk, bro. Shadow Clone Jutsu? It made 3 of herself? Bro, this character is actually sick. What the freak? What is that combo? Bro, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, her level 3. Dang. Why Ryu gotta take it?
I hate my life. I hate your life too, dude.
Hey.
Why Ryu gotta eat all that, man?
Up here.
Whoa. Okay. I'll tell you this much. A lot of my players are gonna be playing.
What are you looking at? Up here.
For this win screen right here, a lot of my players are gonna be playing this character for this win screen right here. I cannot lie to you.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
And if you debate me on that, hey, you're going to fight me. And here we have it. Honestly, I didn't expect it to show it here. So one of the things that I was actually going to mention is, I think why a lot of us are really excited for Mai dropping in February is, I don't know, it might have just been my thought and maybe not everybody else's thought, but my general thought was that the character releases were happening in this particular order. So I was thinking that M. Bison, you already know M. Bison dropped, Terry dropped. So I was thinking the next DLC coming was Elena. So I was thinking it's going to be a pretty big dry period in Street Fighter until like the next DLC came. But they surprised us by actually dropping Mai in February of 2025, which technically still counts as winter. It's the last month of winter. So that was a bit of a shocker. I thought Elena was going to be coming out before her, but we get surprised and we get Mai instead, which is a happy surprise that I'm really glad about. But I want to look back at a couple things that I thought was pretty interesting. I want to mention her level 1 was really sick. I really mess with that. Like, you can't tell me that you don't mess with it. And also, I'm very interested. I messed with the level 2. I'm very interested in how her fan works, which is going to lead me into what we're going to be looking at next, which is actually Steam. Hold on. So the reason why I wanted to come to Steam is to honestly provide you guys with this. Some of you guys might have already seen it. I'm not going to act like I'm the first person to probably do this, but it's really just general good information to know. So there was a couple things that I wanted to point out in terms of this whole form. So number one, I wanted to bring up her fan property, because I was hearing some people say that they believe that the fan, well, the projectile might not be that good, but I have to disagree. So here's what it says. In the match, Mai uses, I'm not going to say that, just call her fan, throwing her cute fan like a fireball. When used normally, the fan loses to other projectiles and your opponent's strikes can knock them down. But when you hold down the input, they can no longer be neutralized by strikes. In addition, if the fan hits an opponent on block as well, it will pop up and fall down on them for another hit. Where the fan falls depends on the light, medium, or heavy button pressed. So the reason why I'm sitting here and saying that I believe that the fan projectile is actually going to be really good is because of the mind game. The mind game in the fact of, it says, when used normally, the fan loses to other projectiles and your opponent's strikes can knock them down. So with that in mind, and most people knowing this, what are they going to try to do? They're probably going to try to hit it when they actually see it. They're going to try to hit their button to knock it down. But if you're mixing it in and you're mixing your pressure in correctly, and you throw this out and you hold down the input and you start mixing it in where you have the regular fan that doesn't beat other projectiles or opponent strikes, and then you have the fan that actually does, then you have a bit of an interesting mind game going on in which you can maybe get your opponent to respect a bit more of like your pressure and maybe just block the fan entirely as opposed to just hitting the button every time. So that's a bit of why like I think it's really good. On top of that, I feel like the aspect of this hitting, like if the fan hits an opponent on block as well, it will pop up and fall down on them for another hit. I think that's kind of crazy. Like, I can't lie to you, man. The only reason why I think it's kind of crazy is, imagine, look at it like this. When you see Ryu throw a Hadouken, you know that you're just blocking it one time. Same with Giles on it, boom. You know you're blocking it one time or you're parrying it one time. But seeing as the fact of this projectile will pop up in the air and then fall down on you for another hit if you're not blocking, I think that aspect makes the fan a bit better than most people are leading it on to be. So that's just my opinion on the fan. Now, the second thing I wanted to bring up was they mention it here. There are even more property changes to fans, but we'll get to flame stocks later. Flame stocks honestly sparked a really big interest in me because I'm wondering if for flame stocks work kind of like Juri's Fuha stocks, where when you have these flame stocks, you can further extend, you know, your moves, your combos, and like even pressure into like safe strings while being able to use like the Fuhas, or in this case, flame stocks. We have to see how they implement it and everything like that, but that off rip is just really interesting to me that I wanted to know. I wanted to note the projectile and I wanted to note the flame stocks. Now we're on to the next big thing, which I thought was interesting as well. Now, if I can bring up, here it is. We know everyone loves a dive kick. Luckily, Mai has her own version called, I don't know how to say that, a dive tackle from the air that can surprise opponents. This can only be used during a forward jump or after target combo, where she becomes airborne after launching herself off her opponent. The OD version of whatever the move name is sends opponents in the air on hit and can be followed up with additional attacks. So I think the dive kick automatically to me makes this character seem really, really good. Right now, as I'm seeing her, I'm thinking of a character that kind of is a bit of a hybrid of like a bunch of characters. Well, she's like her own character, but it seems like she has something incorporated from like each character. I feel like with the fan property projectile, the fact that, you know, you can charge it and, you know, get, I guess, higher priority and actually stop your opponent from hitting afterwards makes me think of like her being a bit of like a charge character like Chun-Li that can like throw out the Koken and then walk behind it like really fast, dash up behind it like really fast to like create pressure. But then also her having the flame stocks reminds me so much of Juri, and whether or not she's gonna have what Juri has, where like her flame stocks allows her to like really maximize her combo damage and go into these different routes to like keep pressure going and like really get your offense going. Along with the fact she has a dive kick, or as they put it, an air tackle, it makes me think about whether or not it's gonna be like similar to Cammy and Jamie, where like you space this thing right and you're like always gonna be plus and you're gonna be able to like steal your turn back from like your opponent. So I'm really interested to see how they go about that, but that's just my thoughts on the character and things that I thought was interesting, and pretty much stuff that I feel like you guys should be hyped and excited about, because this character all in all is a really dope character that I don't think anybody was expecting to drop so early. So she's a welcome surprise, and from the way they did Terry, I know they're gonna do her really great as well. So I'll be back with my but yeah guys, that's gonna be me reacting to the actual Street Fighter trailer, man, and just giving you guys my thoughts and a bit of like a breakdown on some of the things I found interesting. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below on how good you think the character's gonna be. What's some things that you really like about this character, and whether or not you'll be picking her up. I know I'll be picking her up, and I'll be picking her up on Modern. So your boy's gonna be playing her and having a good old time, and honestly trying to see if I can put her in the tournament as well, because I'm really looking for a secondary character as well, man. So just coming at the right time. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, please be sure to like button for your favorite engine leaf, Mamba Shinobi. And consider subscribing to join the Shinobi gang. And without further ado, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and we can do anything but your mind to. Peace out for now.
She like, goddamn, boy, you looking savage. Yeah, keep it cool around here, baby. They don't wanna itch. If you leave the night, let you go. Hell no, I'm not gonna miss you. I'm just being honest, little baby. No, I don't mean it. That ain't mean this, but I got her there, I'm regardless. I stay with my brother and my dog, just like Border Carter. Hey, your older stop fucking with laws. Yeah, they cannot stop me. Shawty, she keep giving me the eyes. Yeah, I think she want me. I'm not trying to flex, but if I do, hell no, I won't say sorry. 2016 down up on my ass, and ain't nobody want me. 23, I started getting money, and it's motion on me. Crazy when you get a little buzz, they start acting funny. Right up. About night, I just want my fines. I just need my blue bucks. Dead presidents in my pockets, they so fine. Yeah, baby, she gon' bust it down at the club.